Moin, willkommen zurück bei Everlasting Summer. Beim letzten Mal hat Semyon nach einem Tag, der irgendwie nicht enden wollte mit 1000 Strapazen, es sich hier auf der Lichtung ein bisschen mit Lena verscherzt, indem wir ein Gespräch belauscht haben mit Alyssa, was wir wohl nicht hätten belauschen sollen. Gucken wir mal, ob wir das wieder hinkriegen. Oh, so dunkel. So... Alyssa asked after seating herself nearby. What? Not a great success, huh? As you see, I growled out while picking at the coals with a stick. It grew completely dark and the glade was plunged into darkness. The surrounding landscape was reminiscent of a picture from a child's book about a wood monster. An unknown forest creature is just about to spring up from behind the tree. Predatory owls hoot menacingly in tree branches. Even mice looking out from snags there stare at you with distrust. I was not afraid at that moment. Everything was different from the previous day when I was in the dungeon at the old camp. The moon was shining brightly, paying close attention to our brave troop. The wood was sleeping, waiting for the morning, bathing in the moonlight. As I thought, though it was expected. But why? I finally managed to pick up the largest burning log and throw it into the center of the fire, causing the flames to rise about a meter high and a vortex of sparks to spread out in all directions. Does Lena often behave like that? How? Screaming at others? I couldn't believe she would act in such a way. She's human, like anyone else. Das ist ein wahrer Satz. Alyssa giggled. As if you hadn't noticed this before. What hadn't I noticed? Her. What do you mean? I mean, this is her true face. Uh-huh. What do you mean with true face? Oh, you're so stupid. Finish what you started. She's not what she seems like. Not like how you thought of her before. So how is she? Okay, I'm sick of this. Alyssa stood up, intending to leave. I didn't say anything, just sat and listened to the silence of the forest. Kennst du sie schon privat länger, oder? By the way, if you want to follow her, I think she's on the island. On what island? The one where you were gathering strawberries today. And what is she doing there? You're really an idiot. Alyssa stomped the ground, circled the campfire and sat opposite. I must have really lost track of things. My head was absolutely blank. To be precise, it was so heavy and so full that not even a single idea would have the chance to dwell there. If I would compare my brain at its prime to a broad highway full of speeding thoughts overtaking each other and causing giant chaotic crashes, then now it's nothing but a forgotten tiny path in a distant desolate forest, which is only used in times of absolute necessity. Sag's doch einfach, du bist müde und erschöpft. Mach nicht so eine Wortgeflechte wieder davon. I tried to think over what had happened, analyzed it somehow, but it seemed I was bashing against an invisible wall. Moreover, it was impossible for me to find a single emotion in my soul, any response, as if it had all happened to someone else. I failed to convince Lena that I'm not guilty. Should I care? Lena cried, screamed, and then left. So what? Arschloch. I don't feel anything about it. Du bist ein Psychopath. Überhaupt keine Empathie hier. Should I? I bit my lip until it bled and stood up. I couldn't bear to stay here and among these laughing pioneers. Should I run away? I should run away. It doesn't matter where to. To the forest, to the mine, even to space. I don't care. Just so long as I can get far away from here. I seized the moment when the camp leader was looking in the other direction and vanished into the forest shadows. There had been no rain for a long time. However, I'm not sure whether it rains here at all. What a stupid idea. Of course it does. The plants need some moisture. The night was fresher than the afternoon, but the air still hadn't enough time to cool. I felt a little dizzy from the evening stuffiness. Suddenly, I realized that I really wanted to swim. It's quite a normal desire because the days are so hot and you constantly feel soaked with sweat during the daytime. I didn't even notice that I'd been approaching the pier. Why not the beach? Thoughts of Lena came over me again. Everything that I tried to ignore came out and brought lots of inconvenient questions, inappropriate answers, and vague desires. It was obvious that I had been led to the pier by my subconsciousness. But what do I really want? Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. To apologize to her for something, to convince her of something? No, unlikely. I just wanted to get some sort of reaction from her. Wanted her to say, yes, I understand everything, and just smile. And then I could stop myself from feeling like that. It was necessary for me to be understood by someone, even in this world. I untied a boat, pushed it into the water, got in and took up the paddles. Mann, an dem Tag ist echt Krafttraining angesagt, ne? It was easier to row this time. My hands were still hurting, but I managed to develop some sort of technique that allowed me to travel quite directly. The river seemed frozen, spreading under the boat like a translucent veil. The moonlight was pierced deep into the water, so it was almost possible to see the bottom. I started rowing. Surprisingly, the island now seemed the same as it did in the daytime. Natürlich. Warum nicht? Here, usually everything is different. After dusk, it felt like another world, a mystery world. Scary at times, but beautiful in its own way. A world of shadows and whispers, a nocturnal walk. On a moonlight mystery walk. I slowly walked around the island, looking for the boat which Lena took to come here. The grass softly rustled under my feet. The occasional waves peacefully struck the shore and bounced back like flies, too tired from beating on the grass. The breeze from the water lazily stirred the leaves of the trees, out of habit rather than a real desire to make the night grove sing. Oh. I looked at this wonderful picture with such delight that I didn't even notice something until I stumbled onto it. It was a boat. Well, of course, she wouldn't get here by swimming. Sieht aber nicht so weit aus. I headed towards the center of the island. After 100 meters, I heard a rustling from behind a tree. Don't come any closer. Ist sie ein Werwolf? Das wäre total cool. Lena whispered. I hesitated. Don't come any closer, she said louder. How did you know it's me? Though she hadn't indicated that she'd known that. All right. I leaned against the tree, trying not to look behind it. Oh. Alyssa told me that you would be here. So what? It was difficult for me to know what emotions Lena was experiencing. Her voice was steady enough. Even though I could read irritation and annoyance in it, I could not understand whether she was angry or whether it was all the same to her. Billige Pornomusik. That came out awkward. I was doing my best to avoid unnecessary apologies and excuses, but couldn't find other words to use instead. Was that the only reason you came? No, well, I don't know. You don't know, but you still came? Yeah. You shouldn't have. Why, of course, if I'm bothering you. Why are you following me? She was right. It certainly looked that way. Moreover, I definitely felt attracted to her. You shouldn't think like this.
How should I think?
I don't know.
I can only draw conclusions based on your behavior.
Really don't know. I guess I'd better go. Fighting. I was confused, and it was hard just to be near her.
Why? Since you came?
I seemed to hear a playful tone in her voice. Alright.
And?
What?
What did Alyssa tell you?
Nothing special.
I see.
Yeah. Beste Konversation ever.
Well then.
Yeah. We just stayed silent for a while.
Since you came, tell me about something.
Well, I don't know.
For example, about what happened this morning.
What about what happened this morning? Jetzt stell ich nicht auch noch dumm.
You know.
You yourself didn't want to talk about it.
I didn't want to, but now I want to.
Lena's voice trembled. I couldn't understand what was happening at all anymore. Maybe it's not her behind the tree?
Don't look.
Okay, but what's wrong?
Nothing. Just don't look.
Alright, as you wish.
So, nothing happened?
Well, something did, but it was all just a silly accident.
Then why are you so worried about what I think about it?
I'm not worried. And anyway, you, yourself, I said louder, beginning to feel irritated.
What about me?
Why are you so concerned about this situation?
Who said that I'm concerned about the situation?
Jetzt ist sie einfach nur schwierig. Then what?
Nothing,
she said in a whisper and fell silent. Such talk would lead us to nowhere. Right. Lena won't say anything, and Anne seemed to be too stupid to guess, or even just to be sure about myself. Sorry, I guess it's all my fault. I just cannot understand.
Why?
What?
Why do you keep apologizing for everything? For what you did, for what you're doing, even for what you haven't done yet?
But maybe she was right, but I couldn't behave differently. I felt the need to apologize to her, to everyone. So they would not think badly of me, wouldn't laugh at me, so I can put away something unsaid and eliminate misunderstandings.
Anyway, that's your business.
Lena got angry.
Apologize, make excuses. Why should I care?
Okay, well, I'm not guilty. In fact, I don't think I could be blamed for anything. But then what's wrong? What is wrong with you?
Why would something be wrong with me?
Oh, geht die mir auf den Sack grad. Schreckliche Szene. I don't know, I just think so.
Oh, you just think so.
She laughed.
You speak as if you know me.
I did not answer.
Please leave,
Lena said after a while. I didn't move, just could not, had no strength to do it. I wanted nothing at that point. Didn't want to excuse myself, to apologize. I didn't even want her understanding. I was too tired of everything. Why?
just leave,
she whispered. I don't want to.
Then I'll leave.
Let's just go together.
No.
How long are you going to be offended? By what? What's wrong with you? Everyone here behaves normally, except you. Das ist Quatsch. I did not care what my words meant, as if they had been said by someone else and the topic of conversation meant nothing.
You really don't understand anything. Alyssa was right.
About what?
Never mind.
Oh, so anstrengend. I closed my eyes to think it over. No, I can't go. I don't understand. Don't know what to think, what to do. And since when did I stop worrying about my situation in this world or how to get back? Since when was the only thing I could think about was Lena, or how others would look at me, or how my actions looked from the other side? It's just stupid, and it's not like me, in fact. It's inappropriate in this situation. In short, I didn't do anything and don't intend to justify things which I didn't do. There was no reply. Hey, do you hear me? I finally decided to see who was actually hiding behind the tree, but no one was there. So she left. I rushed over to Lena's boat, but she was already far away, almost near the pier. Whatever! I shouted and walked along the shore. I got back relatively quickly and without much trouble. However, my hands still ached terribly and my eyes were closing themselves. Probably such a physical and, more importantly, emotional load is too much for one person. I walked slowly towards the camp leader's cabin, staring down at my feet and thinking about nothing. Someone called to me at the square. Hey! Alyssa ran up to me. Have you been to the island? Yeah. To tell the truth, I didn't want to talk to her about anything, but I really didn't have the strength to lie to her. And how did it go? It doesn't matter, I'm very tired and I'm going to sleep. Come on, tell me! Spiel mal nicht so lassiv mit deinem Haar. Her face had such a nasty grimace that I shuddered with rage. Why should you care? Well, I just... she murmured in dismay. Mind your own business. I snapped and quickened my pace towards the cabins. Alyssa did not try to stop me. Annoyingly, Olga Dimitrievna had not returned yet and I could not find my key. What if I lost it? The only thing I could do was wait. I plopped down into the deck chair and closed my eyes. My heart was heavy, and my soul was being torn apart by vague expectations. From time to time, I had a feeling that I was already dead, just without realizing it, and had been thrown into hell. But really, instead of trying to get out of here, I'm spinning on a diabolic roundabout, and it's going faster and faster. I'm becoming more and more involved in the life of this world, of this camp. As if I had no past life, the real run. As if I was always interested in the opinions of others. Damn it, I never cared about it. Why right here? Why right now? I recalled the face of Lena in tears. Yeah, probably not the opinions of others, but her opinion was the one I cared about. I heard far footsteps, and after a while Olga Dimitrievna appeared. She looked at me for a few seconds. It seemed like she was about to say something, but then just sighed, opened the door with the key and went in. I followed her. Shapeless shadows, blurry memories, fragments of feelings and emotions swirled in my head for a long time. For so long that after a while I couldn't tell where I was or what's happening to me. The only salvation was sleep. Das läuft ja nicht so gut. Tag 6. Oh, hallo Lena. I woke up because somebody was shaking my shoulders. It was too hard for me to open my eyes, so I just whined pathetically. Get up already! You're going to miss the lineup! Once I realized that Olga Dimitrievna wanted from me and what time it was, I rode over to face the wall. I was so tired that I wanted to choke the camp leader just so she would quit disturbing my recovery from a hellish yesterday. Semyon, get up immediately! I mustered up my strength, opened my eyes and sat up. Olga Dimitrievna, I understand, but I had a hard day yesterday. Can I sleep in at least today? I started pleading. It's out of the question. Line-up is mandatory for every pioneer. Wir haben doch bisher nur eins mitgemacht, oder? Und das ist unser 6. Tag hier. And you've already missed it a few times. Ist mir doch aufgefallen. My head went completely numb, so I just couldn't find any argument against it. In a couple of minutes we were already standing at the square. I dozed off, taking great pains to not fall asleep on my feet, so I missed everything that Olga Dimitrievna announced. The majority of the pioneers seemed to feel the same. Electronic yawned constantly, Alyssa had huge baggy eyes, only Uljana seemed to be full of health and energy as always. I swept my eyes over the lineup yet again and couldn't find Lena. That's odd. Generally, she's a diligent and committed girl. It's unlike her to miss such events. On the other hand, that was too much for her yesterday. Such stress. She's probably depressed. Although such behavior from her was surprising. I mean, I'd suspect that she was not the kind of person she wanted others to see her as, but I never expected such a drastic change. Lena, amazingly, somehow reminded me of Alyssa, even more harsh and brutal at times. And now I wasn't sure how to behave around her. I was simply afraid of her. Finally, lineup was over, and the pioneers dragged themselves off to breakfast. Nico caught up with me at the canteen. Semyon, good morning. How did you sleep? Any dreams? How are you ready for breakfast? Yes, as always, blabbered without a break, adding a cute smile at the same time. Okay, I answered lazily. Today is quite gloomy because, maybe because of the weather. It's quite dark, it may even rain, so yeah, everyone is sad and gloomy. I thought maybe something happened, but no one told me what. Can you imagine that something happened and everyone knows about it apart from me? I was sad about it, but then... Don't worry, you don't miss the end of the world, okay? I delivered a snarky remark. Huh? It looked like she was so into her monologue that she was completely oblivious to everything around her. And if you're going to miss it somehow, I will make sure to let you know. Nothing. Enjoy your meal. I marched to the canteen with a firm step to get my daily portion of fats, proteins and carbohydrates. So. Hier war wieder mein So. Ich würde sagen, wir machen mal wieder klassischerweise in der Kantine eine Pause und beim nächsten Mal gucken wir doch mal, ob wir nicht irgendwo Lena wieder auftreiben können. Aber ich weiß nicht so richtig, das schreit alles schon irgendwie, als würde es auf ein Bad Ending herauslaufen. Mal gucken. Das war's für diesmal von eurem Nerdmädchen.